Hello and welcome to today's webinar entitled Maximize Your Smartsheet Experience. I'm Erin on the product team, and today we're going to discuss what Smartsheet is and what types of problems it helps you solve. We'll also walk through a Smartsheet solution example, highlighting some important functionality, and then we'll review some next steps for you on how to get started. So let's first talk about what Smartsheet is and what types of problems it solves. We've all heard that the workforce is experiencing a crisis in productivity today, and companies' investment in technology isn't paying off. There is a growing gap between the investment that companies make in technology and the actual human productivity that's happening. But the way that we look at it, we also see something a little different. It's not the people who are actually failing in this, it's the tools. The thing is, people aren't the problem, they're the answer. And that's where Smartsheet is fundamentally different. At Smartsheet, we believe that technology should work with people and not the other way around. So we make software that closes the gap between people, technologies, and the goals of the organization. Because really, empowering achievement is actually about empowering people. And it's about a single unified platform that creates ownership, accountability, and the ability to do something bigger and better. Which is why Smartsheet is the platform for enterprise achievement. With powerful core capabilities, pre-built templates and solutions, and premium add-on products and services, Smartsheet aligns your people with your technology, so enterprise businesses can move faster, drive innovation, and achieve more. And only Smartsheet empowers any user to easily align a solution that meets their unique needs and adapts as those needs evolve. Because addressing the challenges facing today's enterprise requires satisfying not only the workforce, but also IT and the business at large. And Smartsheet enables true collaboration and transparency by providing that real-time insight into work being done by teams across the organization, which helps to keep work moving and achieve better outcomes. Smartsheet's also backed by enterprise-grade security and built with best-in-class admin controls, which gives your organization full control of mission-critical data and enables you to scale with reduced risk, which IT teams love. And finally, Smartsheet allows you to increase the effectiveness, eliminate silos, create velocity, and scale with confidence, all from a single platform. And that's why Smartsheet is the market-leading platform trusted by 90% of the Fortune 100. Our clients use Smartsheet for a wide range of initiatives, all the way from employee or customer onboarding, to marketing campaigns, to retailers opening new stores, to project management, HR, to financial management. The possibilities are truly endless. It doesn't matter what industry you're in or what role you're in, Smartsheet helps you to achieve more. Now that we have a conceptual understanding of Smartsheet, let's review an actual Smartsheet solution to get a more contextual understanding. The example I want to walk through is a very common use case. Do you ever have a work process where you need to collect information from people? Whether it's an IT request or a marketing request or event registration or survey feedback, you name it, and then you have to do something with that information. Perhaps you need to get some approvals to move that request through a process, or maybe you have to report out on results. Well, request management is a very common workflow that we see, no matter what the industry or department. And the way that we structure request management in Smartsheet takes on some very familiar concepts. The first part of any request management process is to collect information from people, whether it's an IT request or a marketing request or an event that people are registering for. And Smartsheet has these pre-built forms that allow you to easily collect information from anyone, no matter who they are or whether or not they even have a Smartsheet account. They don't even have to know what Smartsheet is in order to fill out a form. And forms can be shared via email, filled out on a dashboard, or published on a website, you name it. There's a lot of ways to get forms out to whoever your audience is. And then once we collect information in a form, it's automatically added to a sheet. And a sheet is the foundation of our work in Smartsheet, and it's where all of our data is actually stored. It's also where we organize and prioritize information, assign tasks to people, and move data through that process. And we have a lot of unique capabilities at the sheet level. So we can look at our work in different views. Maybe we don't want to look at it as a grid. We want to look at it as a card view or a calendar or a Gantt chart. And we can also set automated rules to manage the work and collaborate with others. So we'll explore that a little bit more here. And then, of course, once that information is organized and automated, then we may need to aggregate and calculate some data. We can build a report to help us answer some key business questions, or we can calculate additional metrics in another sheet so that we can figure out what's happening at a high level. And then finally, we want to communicate that high-level information out to our different stakeholders. And a dashboard is a valuable communication tool that allows us to share the most important information with the right people at the right time. And the beauty of this is that the process is cyclical. So as new information is entered through the form on the dashboard, it can automatically move through the process, making it easily sustainable and scalable. So let's actually take a look at this workflow in action. So I'm going to jump into my Smartsheet account here, and let's actually start with the dashboard. As I mentioned, dashboards provide real-time visibility into the status of work, and you can use them to share key metrics about performance, or also as a portal to centralize resources for your team. And as you can see, the dashboard gives me real-time visibility into the progress of work as it happens. So as information is updated on my underlying sheets and reports, it's automatically updated here. If I click on the Edit button here, I can see that dashboards are made up of these customizable widgets. And we have 8 different widget types, so I can embed any type of information that I want to share. So I can embed metrics from underlying sheets. I can build a chart out of data from my sheets and reports. I can create hyperlinks to other items outside of Smartsheet. I can embed a Smartsheet report, or I can put images or text or titles. I can also display things like videos or forms or other interactive content. So for the sake of this demonstration, let's pretend that I work in a procurement department and my team gets a variety of requests from across the organization to make purchases. And this dashboard really gives me the visibility into the progress of those requests that my team's currently working on, as well as some metrics about the response time. So let's actually go through this process. Let's say that June is putting in a new request for operations. And let's say that she has a new maintenance agreement that she needs to be completed by the end of the year. And so she's going to flag this as urgent, and she's going to select me as her manager, and she's going to go ahead and submit that form. So once that form is submitted, it's automatically going to populate my request tracker sheet. And if I go to my request tracker sheet here, I can actually see that that new request from June has already been added as a new row to my sheet. And because it is flagged as red, I notice I've got some conditional formatting rules set. So anything that's urgent, I want it to show up as red. So I have a quick visual indicator. So I can set some rules there. But also because it's flagged as red, it's automatically going to send an approval request to the manager just to have that approved. And that is something that I've set up using an automated workflow. Now, as I mentioned, automation is a key differentiator for Smartsheet, and these rule-based automated workflows let us set up specific things to happen based on rules or triggers. So in this case, we've set up a rule whereby if urgent is flagged, we want to send an approval request to whoever is listed as the department manager. And we've even got a custom message here. And if it's approved, great. And if the manager declines it, then we want to send a message back to the person who made the request telling them, hey, your request has been declined. Please speak with your manager about next steps. So all of this, Smartsheet is doing that work for me. It's taking the manual out. Now, because I'm the manager, if I come up to my notification center here at the top, I can see that that manager approval request has already been submitted to me. And I can respond to that directly in Smartsheet here. I can also get it via email. I can get it in the Smartsheet mobile app. But what I can do is I can open that up, and as the manager, I see the request. I can put in a comment here. This is approved, and I can go ahead and hit approve. And if I go ahead and refresh here really quick, you can see that now that request has been approved. Once that's been approved, then I can go ahead and kind of kick off the next steps of the process. So maybe now that it's been approved, I want to assign this task to someone on my team. I'll go ahead and assign it to Alexandra. I'll say it is not started yet. I'll assign it today. And once I've gone ahead and assigned this task, I also have a lot of capability to manage communication and conversations directly within Smartsheet. I also have the ability to track and proof associated content directly in Smartsheet, so I don't have to be bouncing back and forth to other applications. So in this example, of course, we have a maintenance contract that needs to be reviewed. So I'm going to go ahead and upload that maintenance contract directly here. And I can actually add proofing comments and share that with my team directly here in Smartsheet. So I can go ahead and put a proofing note here. I can send it to Alexandra, and I can say, please review new contract details. I can put in multiple pieces of feedback. Maybe I want to add another one here that says new procedures listed. And again, I can mark this up as much as I want, and then I can actually set up a review request to Alexandra, because she's going to be the one handling this one on my team. And I'm going to say, please review this new contract for operations. And I can go ahead and send it. And now Alexandra now has all of that proofing information. She can see my comment, she can comment back, she can update it. We're managing all of our conversations directly here, as well as all of our associated assets are attached and updated, and we can attach multiple versions and keep all those pieces right here within Smartsheet. So you can see that in a matter of minutes, we have collected information from people, and we've used Smartsheet to easily manage and track that incoming data. We've also automated a lot of the process, and we're letting Smartsheet do that work for us in terms of getting the right information to the right people at the right time. Another powerful feature of Sheets is that they're flexible in how you can view your information. So we've been working in this sheet in grid view, which is a standard column and row format that you may be familiar with. But I can go up here to my sheet view, and I can select a different way to work if I need to. So Gantt view, for example, allows me to see a Gantt chart, which gives me kind of a work timeline and tells me how my tasks are fitting together. It also allows me to create these relationships between tasks. So in project management scenarios where one task can't start until another one's completed, a Gantt view makes it very easy to visually understand those relationships. I can also view my sheet in a card view, which is great if I'm doing agile or I just want to have a visual way to organize and prioritize my work. So I can view it by status, or maybe by manager approvals, or by request type, or by department. I've got a lot of different ways. Let's go back to status here. And of course I can click and drag cards to reprioritize and organize them. And looking at our card, we can see that our maintenance agreement request is currently not started. So when Alexandra starts that task, she can simply come in here, she can drag it over to in progress, and it's automatically going to change the status of that task. If we go back to our grid view, we can see that it's now in progress. And then of course our final view is a calendar view, and a calendar view really allows us to see all of our different projects in a month timeline, a couple of weeks, a week timeline. Also here on the right rail, we can see open update requests. We can see all of our proofing and attachments. We can see an activity log that shows us the history of activity that's happened on this sheet. So we always have a running audit trail, and we also have a sheet summary. And sheet summary is really valuable because it gives us an opportunity to provide some context to the sheet. So maybe I have a description, some links to other items. I want to list who the department manager is. I can put in some formulas that are doing some calculation across on this sheet. Very easy way to have that high level information in one place without having to take up valuable real estate on my grid or my card view. Now that we've reviewed some of the powerful functionality of Sheets, let's come back to our process and talk about the next step, which is to answer some key business questions and do some aggregation and calculation on our data. So in our dashboard, we can see that we have some charts that are giving us some high-level information about how our process is going, who's assigned, and what status things are in. We also have a report that gives us some critical information about the tasks that are currently open. And this is important because we want to give our stakeholders visibility into which of their requests are actually being worked on. So reports are valuable for surfacing key information to answer a business question. Let's actually go ahead and open the report itself. And as I mentioned, reports give us that ability to surface information from one sheet or from multiple sheets to answer a business question. And we set up our criteria using this report builder. You can see in this example, we're just pulling from one sheet, but I could be pulling from 10 sheets, 100 sheets, you name it. And then I set my criteria. So in this example, we just want to see the open request. So we just want to see everything that's in progress or not started. And whenever we hit run, then our report's going to pull all the live data that meets that criteria. We can also update the criteria to dig deeper if we want to. So maybe we also only want to see tasks that are assigned to Kirk that are open. So we can go ahead and run that, and boom, it's just going to pull the information that meets our requirement. I'm going to go ahead and remove that just because I want to go back to our view. And the other thing I want to highlight about reports is that they are bidirectional. So when you make changes in a report, it will actually update back to the underlying sheet. So in this example, if I want to change our estimated completion date to the 18th, I can go ahead and save that on my report. And then if I go back to my sheet, I'll get a notice that something's been updated. I'll hit refresh, and boom, I can see that my estimated completion date has been updated automatically. And of course, if I go back to my dashboard, I'll see that all that information is updated as well. Additionally, you notice I've got these beautiful charts that are pulling in some live information. And I want to do some aggregation and calculation to get these totals. And I could do that on my tracker sheet, but that would take up a lot of real estate and space. So instead, I actually have a separate request metric sheet where I'm running my calculations using cross-sheet formulas. So I can actually, in a very beautiful way, set up formulas to track the status, how many items are in what status, what my average day assignment is, how many tasks are assigned to each of my team members. And then I can use that data to power some live charts. So of course, as data in my sheets is updated, my formulas will automatically update the totals, which will then automatically update these beautiful charts. So let's just review what we talked about. We've just seen an example of a request process, complete with a dashboard, request form, related project sheets, automated workflows, and reports. And this is only one example of thousands of possible workflows that you can create with sheets, reports, and dashboards. And you can use these assets to create robust solutions such as PMO, client implementation, store openings, marketing campaigns, or even use it as a lightweight CRM. The possibilities are truly endless. And another thing that we didn't really have time to explore in this example are integrations. One of the other powerful differentiators of Smartsheet is its ability to seamlessly integrate with the other business tools that you use on a daily basis, which allows you to get work done in context without having to switch from one app to the next or having to copy and paste critical information. So for example, if you use Office 365 or Google or Dropbox or Jira or Salesforce, Smartsheet makes that transition of information seamless and easy. So if you'd like to learn more about Smartsheet, some of the functionality we talked about today, as well as explore some potential solutions, I encourage you to visit our Learning Center at smartsheet.com/learning. So in there, you'll find full tutorial videos, help articles, downloadable templates, as well as including the template that we walked through today. Also, we also have a solution center that you can visit on our website or directly in the Smartsheet app itself, which is full of hundreds of downloadable templates and template sets that you can use to get started right away. And of course, if you have additional questions or you want to better understand how Smartsheet can help you with your own custom solution, please reach out to us. We are here to help. So you can reach out to your account manager, or if you're not sure who that person is, you can email us at sales@smartsheet.com and we'll get you in touch with the right person. And as I mentioned, this is just one of thousands of possibilities for how to use Smartsheet to help you and your team achieve more. Thanks for joining us today.